My name is Clément. My DJ name is CRB. I'm from France. I'm 29 years old. And I've been living and DJing in Budapest for 7 years. And I also organize techno events. Techno for me means mostly freedom, I would say. I think it's really teach values to people, like teach understanding of each other, accepting, not judging, respect, self-love. So yeah, I think world would be a better place if people will go more to techno events. When I consider a set a success, is when I see people smiling and I see people having like a really positive time. I really want them to talk to each other on the dance floor, look at each other and smile and share an energy together. I want to create something around the music I play, and I want that everyone create something. And I always say to people, like, we are all like part of the same night, energy in the night, because if no one is dancing, the DJ will not have any fun and it will be pointless. But if the DJ is not good, then people will not have fun. So I think it's really like everyone is on the same level and they should all create the same thing together. And what I'm trying to create is just really positive, happy, smiling energy all together. So yeah, that's how I will define my music, and it can be through any genre. Like, it could be through hard groove, it could be through trance, it could be old school techno, it could be breakbeat. As long as it's for me like a positive memory and a really something people will remember, and like they will forget their daily problems and they will just enjoy all together, then yeah, that's what I'm trying to do with my music. I remember going to so many techno events and watching the DJ set that were played, and I was like, actually, I would love to. Like, I always had like something missing in their set, and I was like a bit disappointed sometimes by the drop or the break, and I was like, if I would be at where they are now, in their situation, even though they are super experienced DJ, of course, but I was like, I will do a bit different. Maybe I will put that music, and slowly I was like, okay, then just do it. And so in January 2017, I think I started my own party series. It was called Erasmus Dark Rave. And it was actually the name of the WhatsApp group we had with all my Erasmus friends at the time. So it was more like a joke, because this party was supposed to be a one-shot, a goodbye party. And we all started to play that night, and so many people came. And after this, I was like, okay, actually so many people came, so maybe I should do another one, because there were so many people in Erasmus who were DJ and like no one would give them a chance. So I was like, okay, let's do it like maybe one more time. And then the second one, Erasmus Dark Rave 2, was super crazy, sold out in 2 hours, and like so many more Erasmus texted me and was like, I want to play. And of course I was playing. I was putting myself in the lineup of every party, because that was one of the main concepts. I wanted to play in Budapest. And that was like 2017, and since that, what was one-shot party became a 6-month party for a semester, and I was like, my Erasmus was over, and I was like, should you stay in Budapest maybe to try to play a bit more and make something from music? And I gave myself 6 more months, which turned into 1 year, which turned into 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and now we're in 2023, and I'm still here, and I'm still a DJ, and I'm still organizing party. I'm still organizing Erasmus Dark Rave actually, but I also organize other stuff now, and I really got into the scene, and yeah, like just a lot of little small coincidences, little chances that all came together. I think like music sets is the expression of how you feel, expression of your emotion. So I always kind of wait the day I'm playing to see in which mood I am. It depends how long I slept. It depends what I had for lunch or breakfast. And I judge in which mental state I am, what emotion I feel like during the day. And then I'm like, okay, today I want to play this. I will feel confident by playing this music today and not play something I thought I prepared 3 days ago when I was in a totally different mood, because I think the most important is to express who you are and be like, okay, this is how I feel, I will play that. I prepare a selection of like 70 tracks, 80 tracks, and I arrive to my gigs, and according to how is the vibe in the night, according to how is the sound system, how many people are there, who played before me, who's playing after me, I will just like slowly go through some genre, and I will check the reaction of the crowd and see what they like tonight. And if they like it, then I go and I know what I have to play. So yeah, it's like not so much preparation, but it's more like a mental preparation aspect, I would say. The difference between here and maybe other countries, I would say, I mostly party in France and Germany and a bit in Spain as well. But I have the feeling here that the fact that everyone knows each other somehow, like, it makes the nights, I think, beautiful in a way that you're happy to dance with your friends. You're happy to share moments with your friends. You're happy to dance for your friends, because when it's like local DJ playing, the local DJ knows a lot of people as well. There is, because of the strong, small community, and I think this is really beautiful. It's really like, I don't know, like that's the vibe of a picnic somehow, but a dancing picnic, I would say. Like people are just sitting for 1 hour talking, and like you can just be at the smoking area and like spend 1 hour and a half, and you don't even realize it, just because like people can't stop coming and say hi. And so I really like this side of Budapest, I would say. I think somehow events and people going to events and audience changed a bit. First, because I think techno became much more popular with the explosion of social media like TikTok and Instagram, and like I feel like the new generation, it's much more okay to go to techno events. I remember when I was going to my first techno events like 11 years ago, 12 years ago, people were judging me, not really judging me, but thought I was an alien, or like people were not understanding why I liked music so much, why I liked this community so much. Now it's socially absolutely accepted to go to techno events. It's socially accepted to embrace values. I mean, socially, I would say more and more accepted to go to techno events, and I think that's actually beautiful. It's nice because, as I said earlier, like it teaches value to people. I have a lot of memorable experience in Budapest playing. I mean, first, I think actually like every set is unique, every set is different, even if there is like, I mean, if it happened, there was like not so many people, like even like 20 people, you know. I still remember it. I still remember the vibe. I still remember the energy, because I think this is what is beautiful about all these DJ sets, like all these parties, like everything, every night is a different night. There's never a night that will repeat itself. So I remember most of it. I would say if you tell me a gig, and I will probably tell you what happened that night. But yes, my most memorable memories, and the one I still have chills about, maybe will be my first Times New Romance set, and I think the ones who were there that night will probably say the same. I don't know what happened. I think it was one of the first time I really felt I was in trance. Like I was not myself. It went by so fast. You said it was 2 hours, but there's a kind of night where everything is just flowing, where every transition makes sense, is perfect. Every track you play is the one, you couldn't find a better track after that one. And it's the very first time, and maybe the only time I think, that I ever cried for a DJ set. I started to cry in the middle of my set, because at some point I went out of my trance and I started to realize what was happening around. And it gets so overwhelmed with emotion. And I remember like right and the whole last half I was getting more and more emotional, and I end up the last track. I remember playing I Will Survive, and I was crying nonstop. And when I realized what was really beautiful is that when I realized around me that actually I was not the only one to cry, like there was at least 10, 20, 25 people crying in the room, and I was like, what happened? And when the set ended, everyone like kind of realized that we were just in a normal club, but I don't know, I could not express in words what I lived that night. It was like kind of really magic. We went all to a magic place. No one left the room. Everyone stayed there 2 hours, and people yelled every 30 seconds. And at the end, everyone was crying and was emotional. And I was like, when it all was over, I was just so tired. And I was like, what happened? What happened? I was still crying, like, what happened? So yeah, that's definitely my best memorable experience of my life, I would say, even though I had a lot of other really good ones. I think techno and drugs are often associated, and actually in a bad way, by the people who don't know anything about the techno scene or the drugs actually. And it's kind of one of their only tools to attack the people who go to techno events, and one of their only tools to put down what is techno. And yes, people do drugs, so what? You know, like I think what they see in a newspaper or movies or like anyone who have never been to a party, and they just talk about it as if they knew, you know, and they just think like, oh yeah, for sure, these people are like just getting so high, and they're like not even humans anymore. They're just like total waste. And I just want to tell these people like, okay, before to say any of this, like just give it a try. You might end up on the really wrong party, and this is actually super rare, but okay, then give it 2 try, give it 3 try. And I'm sure after this, they will change their whole mindset about people doing it, because like, I feel much more safe with the people around me that are doing sometimes drugs than with the people who are wasting in the streets, or like being so drunk on alcohol and being so aggressive in like 60% of the case in any normal club. Like I went into so many tension and fight when I was going to mainstream club, because people are like just like so drunk, they don't even understand who they are, you know. So when I go to techno party, I feel like most of the case, maybe they really one guy a bit creeping out and like being a bit weird because he's too high, but then actually we try to help him first, and people try to help, and people are just like so genuinely nice, and when they're high, they're just like full of love, and they're full of giving, and like, I don't know, I think this is really part of the inclusivity and like beautiful side of it, you know. And people also drink alcohol in techno party, of course, but they don't get that wasted, or actually they just get out if they're like so wasted and annoying, because no one can be annoying in the normal techno party. If you're annoying, you get out. If you're annoying anyone, you get out. And this is not what's happening in like pub or bar when everyone gets really wasted drunk. So I just tell to these people like, just come and see, you know, instead of first judging. I think if you want to be like a DJ, you have to listen what you really want to provide to people. You have to know what you want people to feel. You want to know what you really genuinely like and what you want people to dance on. And like, you know, should not be afraid of, why, if I don't play mainstream, I will not like it. This is what I think is an artist. Like, play what you want people to listen, play what you like, but in the same time, keep enough empathy to understand what the people in front of you are wants and what you should create that night because every night is different. And never go somewhere thinking they will know that because I know the club. No, every night is different. So everyone can be a DJ. Not everyone can be a good DJ because you have to do it for the good reason, I think. And you have to, I mean, when I started to be a DJ, as I said earlier, just because I was missing stuff in the set I was watching and listening to, and I was like, okay, I want to be DJ because I actually want to listen to this. So that was my reason, and for other people it would be another reason, but yeah, has a good reason.